Hey there, Abiding fam, and welcome back to my channel for another journal with me. My name is Kelsey Lee. For those of you who are new here, I encourage you to check out my other videos to get a sense of what we're all about here in this community. If you're into journaling, chances are this is the right place for you, so I hope by the end of this video, you'll be subscribing and joining the Abiding fam. We're gonna just jump right into this and start creating together. Hopefully you've picked up on the super fall vibes that this spread is going to entail because we are documenting apple picking. So every year for the past few years, in October, we have what we call Apple Fest, where we get a ton of friends together and we go to a friend's orchard that his family owns, and we pick tons of apples from their family's trees and create cider together. It's always such a fun fall tradition. And although we did just have Apple Fest for this year at the beginning of October, this page is actually documenting Apple Fest from 2018 because if you've been following along, I did a daily journaling practice in 2018. I called it My Abiding Journal, and I did creative journaling every single day. And I have videos documenting that here on my channel. You can go back and watch them. I'll put the playlist in the cards as well in the description, where you can see all of my flip throughs and many of my journal with me's. But because I was journaling every single day, I have a lot of backlogged footage. I'm almost through it all, and this is one of the last videos from that time you're gonna see. But it's kind of fun because while I'm recording this voiceover, because this footage is so old, I'm kind of reliving the process with you and also getting to remember some really sweet memories, which is, of course, the entire point of journaling. So as you can see, I went ahead and used my mild liner highlighters to create this, I don't know what is that, plaid? Yes, that's what I would call it. A plaid background, just doing lots of little lines and crisscross-like shapes to make that background. As you're going to see in a bit, that turned out to be a little bit of a pointless endeavor because I end up covering most of that background up with photos and other ephemera, but nonetheless, I do like the look of it peeking out around the edges. And then to bring in a more rustic look, as well as to give myself a place to journal, I brought in just this paper bag. I think this is from a recycled bag, honestly. It's just my way of using craft paper, and I love the rustic look that it gives. So I just ripped it along the edges and put that down, and you saw at the beginning that I cut out that tree, which is from a daily calendar from Flow magazine that I had back in 2018, and basically every day has an illustration with something that we should be grateful for, just little things, the ordinary things that we should be grateful for in life, like plucking an apple from a tree. And so that could not have been a more fitting illustration, so I cut that out to use on this page. And as you can see, I brought in a little strip of the craft paper onto the right side to peek out from behind this collage photo that I created, just to bring the two pages together and create that cohesion. And then I have this wonderful sticker here with one of my favorite books, Anne of Green Gables, a quote that says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." And if you like that quote, I did use that quote in my October printables on Patreon. So if you're interested in supporting my channel even more and getting some content like printables every single month, as well as exclusive videos, including lots of journal with me's, then I would encourage you to check out my Patreon page and learn more about how you can support me and get tons of additional exclusive content over there. But yes, I was really happy with how my printables turned out for October. If you're into the fall vibes, then those printables are going to be for you. And as you can see, this particular journal entry is involving a lot of layering. We kind of are building the page up. We started with a background layer, added in the photo, and then we're just adding in paper and stickers and different layers to build up the final aesthetic.
Summer is ended, the leaves are turning brown. Red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down.
Although each of my journal entries always look different, something every single entry has is the date. That's really important to me to be able to look back on the specific date and tie those memories down to a moment in time. In this particular case, I just took that same craft paper and wrote the day in written form versus doing a number. Sometimes I also add the month or the day of the week or the year. I always like to switch up how I write the date, but I always include the date. So now that I have my place to journal and my ephemera piece of the tree down, I can play around with where these other photos are going to go, keeping in mind that I want enough room to journal on that craft paper. I love figuring out where my placements are and moving photos around the page to figure out what will work best. And if that's something that you struggle with, I do have a video here on my channel that talks about, one, how I print out photos for my journaling. So if you're curious how I get them out to those little sizes to use in my journal, as well as how I make collages like the photo I have on the right, definitely check out that video on how I print photos for my journaling. And at the end of that video, I share tips and ideas on how to actually use photos in your journaling. And I have an entire playlist here on my channel that shares tips for beginners in creative journaling and also features that video. So that would be a great one to check out next. So this page could easily be done at this moment, but I tend to do things over the top, and so I wanted to put a few final touches with some additional stickers on this page. Mostly I was drawing from a sticker book that came from me and my big ideas. It's called Happy Memory Keeping, and it is the Everyday Memories sticker book. And like I said, this is an older video, which means the sticker book is older, but Me and My Big Ideas is one of my favorite sticker book companies. And then, of course, I absolutely love the ones that come out from American Crafts. Those are my two main recommendations for looking for stickers, and I do link some of my favorites in the description box below. And for this final sticker, I actually took just a plain circle sticker that I had and cut a little notch out of it to make an apple, and then went ahead and just added a little stem for this corner to finish off the page. It just felt like it needed one more apple, as if there weren't quite enough apples on this page. It would be a very fun activity to go through this page and try and count all of the apples on it, including the ones in the photos. There has to be at least a few hundred. But with that said, this is the final spread. I hope you enjoy these close-up photos and that you enjoyed getting to see my process throughout the creation of this journal page. These are some of my favorite memories to look back on each fall, and I love having them documented in my journal. And my hope and prayer is that this video, in addition to all of my others, will inspire you to document your own life. If it did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment, and join the Abiding fam by hitting the subscribe button. Until next time, fam, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life full of abiding faith, hope, and love.